We ain't got a moment to spare, child. What is going on? It's your boy Darren Green back with another episode. Yeah, so I just got off work and I'm doing a podcast right after it. I'm here. I'm still, doing what needs to be done. And we still gonna get into some things. There was a lot going on this week, which I'm excited about. I love it when there's so much drama going on, child. I'm a messy bitch that loves drama. Yeah, we got to get into some things, but before we get into some things, I just want to mention before we get into the Gigiana or let me not steal nobody catchphrases, child, for they sit there and say, oh, Darren be trying to steal people's shit. So I'm trying something new today, okay? I'm going to try not to curse too much. Now, an occasional shit or damn may come out, it is what it is. We're going to try to mitigate some heavy curse words. I'm trying to make this show a little bit more palatable so it can get picked up or whatever, this and the third. So we're just going to try something new, child. I'm going to change the N-word to ninjas, okay? Because, we can't be saying the N-word too much, child. Because there was a couple ninjas in the topics, okay, this week. Because I'm like, girl, I don't know what you got going on, but you need to stop, okay? And I just want to let it be known that there's so much that's in store with this podcast. It's something that I want to tell you guys, but stuff ain't confirmed. Okay. And still going through negotiations and stuff like that. So it's just an announcement that I'm going to be making pretty soon. But going forward, I'm going to be focusing on podcast episodes. So I know you've noticed, I don't know if you already see, I don't be posting that much during the week. It's because I want to give all my energy to the podcast and, really focus and hone in on the show. And you might get some occasional TikToks and you might get a video, like a regular upload. But for the most part, I'm going to be working on podcasting. Okay. We're going to try to fine tune this show. Now, with that being said, we got some things to get into. We have a lengthy, docket of hot topics. Okay, we got to talk about Mena and that sit down with Carlos King and how it was so underwhelming and just trash. Then we got to talk about Dwight Howard and his confession, honey. He done came out with it, child. He done admitted, but he's not admitting to something else. But we'll get into that. Then we'll talk about Chrisean dragging Summer Walker. Now that was so surprising. We'll get into that. We'll talk about Nicki Minaj pushing back her album. We'll talk about Tasha K bringing up Nicki Minaj and this whole Cardi B debacle and stuff. We got a lot to get into. All that and more coming up on the Darren Green Show. Now, when it's me, I like to get right into it. So let's get into it. So the first topic I wanted to get into was none other than this whole sit down between Mena and Carlos King. Okay. Now, I'm going to tell y'all what was said on the actual interview, and then I'm gonna give you guys my candid thoughts. Okay, so I watched the whole interview, so y'all don't have to. Okay, interview was very boring. Like I said in my TikTok earlier this week, Carlos, you need to get your team to put in timestamps during your YouTube videos. It's very annoying. Okay, and I make it very clear, like when I don't care if I'm over like 30 minutes, I'm putting timestamps on the video, because at the end of the day, if you're doing multiple topics in one sitting, you want to separate that out. Like, it don't make any sense. I don't care about this girl life story. And y'all spent like the whole first 40 minutes talking about girl, how she came about and all the stuff that she been through, child, and how she had to leave her child to do reality TV and stuff. Look, I ain't judging, because at the end of the day, you got to go out and get that money. Okay. I just don't care. Did not care about that. And then also with the problem I be having with Carlos interviews, right? It's too much ads. Like, there's an ad after every 5 minutes is another ad. I'm like, you goddamn capitalists. Like, Lord, oh my goodness. I can't with that. So Carlos, you need to work on them interviews. Okay. Now, like I said, she talked about her life. I don't really care about that. And she was just lying. The thing about Mena is she could be telling the truth. It's just that she's just known to not tell the truth so much that it's just like, girl, I don't know what's real and fake about your life, honestly. Now, one thing that a lot of people were bringing up was the fact that she talked about being DJ Envy's mistress and that she didn't know that DJ Envy was married. Okay, she didn't know. Well, I mean, when they were talking, that was before DJ Envy was on the Breakfast Club. So I guess, you know, he probably wasn't well known or whatever the case is. But, you know, it's a simple, I mean, there's no registry to figure out who married or not and this and, you know, but still, like, you in the industry and you ain't asking around about nobody. You ain't trying to, you know, because I know before internet was a thing, people were still doing background checks on people. Okay, like you asking around, like, and I'm not. Look, he didn't mention that he was married, so she didn't know, and she didn't pry because she probably thought that, you know, he just got kids or whatever and a baby mama. But this, I mean, and then she said that the wife called her to let her know that you've been doing X, Y, and Z with Envy, and that's my man, whatever this and the third. I was like, okay, that was a little bit of seasoning on this interview. I was like, okay, I'm like, all right, child. Now that's some stuff you put on a tell-all book, child. Not the wife called you talk about some hello, yeah, this is so and so. And basically, she talked about how DJ Envy, like in the early days of like the Breakfast Club, he would drag her to try to, you know, make it seem like they never was a thing and stuff like that, and all that other stuff, and basically how he was scared to get divorced by the girl because he didn't want to pay the alimony, which ironic because he will be paying that alimony because I'm pretty sure that girl about to divorce his dumb ass after that situation with that house flipping scandal. We already talked about that. I'm not gonna rehash it. So that happened. She started talking about Safari, and she tried to insinuate that, you know, he went with her for clout. And I'm like, girl, y'all both at the same level. Like, it's your level of clout is the same level that you got when you married him. I mean, it's y'all the same. Like, I mean, y'all on the same level. Y'all both D-list celebrities. So what clout did he expect to get dating you, girl? I mean, you a team member, an employee, girl. Anyway, we were here for one reason. Well, at least I was here for one reason. I didn't care about, you know, you going over my life. I wanted to hear her side of the story to what happened between her and Spice on Love and Hip Hop. The fact that clickbait ass, and I'm trying to curb my curse, child. That clickbait ass promo video that you did on your shorts, Carlos, acting like y'all was going to actually talk about the situation at hand in the first part of the interview. You didn't even put part one on there to let people know that this was going to be two parts. Like, I mean, I guess we should know by now because that's what Carlos King does. Like, he always do two parts to an interview, but it's just like, oh my God, like, can we get to the situation at hand? Like, could we remotely talk about, you know, some things? And that just tells me that he's not really going to get into it. Like, he's going to mention it. And I think that they're going to switch the topic. I'm willing to bet you. They left off on the Spice question, right? They're going to talk about it for a good 10 minutes. And then they're going to try to change the subject to something else because Carlos don't be challenging the girls. Okay. He goes very nice on them. That's why you would never be an Andy Cohen. And you know, because Andy be asking the questions. Look, and they be getting pissed at him, but at the end of the day, we got to do what we got to do. I get it. You know, you may ask some questions and people might get mad and they want to walk off, but you an hour and 30 minutes in. At this point, get your questions in, okay? And if they walk off, you got a whole hour worth of content. Child, that didn't make any sense. Now, one other topic that was interesting, the son. Okay, she talked about how he didn't want to be in the public eye, and that's the reason why a lot of these blogs are speculating the fact that they have a bad relationship. I wasn't buying that, and this is the part where I was saying she was lying out them damn veneers. Okay, because I don't believe that shit. Because we know many different celebrities that do not put their children in the limelight, and we don't hear a thing about, oh, the child not messing with the mom or whatever it's at in the third. Something ain't right over there. Something is going on. There's something that you leaving out. Because it's not just because we chose not to, or the son chose not to be in the limelight. it is something else out there. I'm not with the whole theory that he could be autistic and she's like trying to hide him from everybody. That's a very ableist thing to say. I should say. But it could be something going on there, something that she's not really telling us. Now, here's my notes about the whole situation. And I did mention this a little bit on the TikTok video that I did post. But I find it interesting that the most, like the baddest, the fan favorite, the it girl reality TV stars, they get on these interviews and they really have nothing to bring. They live boring lives outside of being like the it girl on the show. And I don't know if it's just like a mixture between Carlos not being a good interviewer and it's really no shade because I am a fan of Carlos, but he just has not been bringing it with these interviews, child. Not like he is when he on TV. On reunions, but these interviews is just like, girl, what is this? I seen a little bit with Nene. I seen it with the Kenya's interview. Like you're not challenging these girls, and these girls are not really saying much. They're not saying much. There's nothing profound that they say in these interviews. They just talking about their lives and talking about it. You know what it feels like? Now, if y'all ever go on TV One and watch Uncensored, I think that's the most boring show ever. They have these celebrities that, lived, like interesting lives, whatever. They sit them down and they just go through like different stages in their life and they go, the show is boring as hell. And I hate how you sit there and watch them, but you don't see the interaction with the interview. Like the interviewer will say the question, like the question will pop up in words and then they'll answer it. I hate that. You're doing that for 30 minutes. I'm just like, I hate, like, it's so boring. I feel like with this, it's like you giving them the space to talk. You giving them like a little bit of, easy little questions and they're just answering it to the best of their knowledge. And it's just not, it just don't gel well. So from now on, I'm going to be watching the clips. Cause I really wanted to get my damn hour and 30 minutes back. Can't waste my goddamn time off. Shit. Okay. I think that this first part in a nutshell was just very underwhelming. I hated how they just left a huge cliffhanger didn't even give us a sneak preview of what they're going to be talking about. Are you going to apologize? I think exactly what she said when she wrote a post, like, I'm apologizing to people. I'm not going to apologize to Spice. Okay, it's whatever it is, that, and the third. Yeah, Spice did. And in retrospect, Spice was wrong for bringing up your child. Okay. You are also wrong. Y'all both need to apologize or fight it out or whatever. Like, it is what it is. Now, you are getting canceled, so I can understand why you're getting in an interview. But if we are going to sit there and talk about your life story and what you've been through and not spend enough time about the situation at hand, this is going to be the same conversation I'm about to have with this Dwight Howard situation because you're doing interviews. Amend your situation and you're not talking about it. You're going to look disingenuous. You're going to look like you're not taking accountability for your actions. And, it does nothing to help you at all. Try to mitigate what you got going on, the situation and the backlash that you're getting. So, Erica Mena, I'm going to check out the clips of this part 2 that's coming out on Tuesday. You might get a TikTok. You might. Okay. And that'll probably be the last time I talk about it. I'm probably not even going to mention it. Now, if it's something, if it's popping, I might. But girl, you get nothing from me no more. Okay. You done wasted my time. You wasted everybody else's time. Everybody that watched that hour and 30-minute interview, child, nothing but fluff. Okay. Talking about bull crap. All right. Anyway, we did bring up Dwight Howard. So let's go into that. Yeah, where should we even start? Where the hell should we even start? Because it is a lot. Okay. So I'm going to just tell y'all what's been going on and give you guys my thoughts. Okay. So if y'all remember, a man by the name of Stephen Harper has sued former Lakers star Dwight Howard for assault, battery, intentional infliction of emotional distress, and false imprisonment. Okay. Now, Howard denied he sexually assaulted a man he met on Instagram and has asked a court to dismiss the man's bombshell lawsuit. According to court documents obtained by RadarOnline.com, the NBA legend has admitted that he met the accuser, Harper, on social media in May 2021. So he admits that, they met up on, in the DMs and was like, let's meet up. Harper said he reached out to Howard with direct message on Instagram. He said he sent his cell phone number to Howard, in which they started texting. In the lawsuit, he said that Howard told him that he was into freaky sexual stuff and that he asked for Harper to send explicit photos. In response, Howard said he did exchange texts with Harper between May 2021 and July 2021, several of which included sexual explicit content. So they was posting pictures, and videos. I'm like, ooh, okay. Now, Harper's story is that Dwight met up for consensual intercourse, and this lady, this trans woman, non-binary person, I don't know, their name is Kitty. Okay. Kitty arrived unbeknownst to Harper, and that made Harper uncomfortable, and, Harper wanted to leave. But Dwight was insisted, no, you staying here. He started to, then this is when the SA starts happening. He starts doing things and, without the consent of Harper. And that was the story. And basically Harper, he wanted to go home. He wanted to call an Uber or whatever. But then Dwight was like, nah, Kitty taking you home. And that was the story. Now, we talked about this months ago, and we might got to rehash it a little bit, but we're not going to rehash it too much. Now, Harper recently makes a post. Let me show you. This is Kitty, child. This is Kitty. Okay. Now, when all this was happening and all the blogs was really talking about the situation, not they got the kitten heel, honey. Not they got the kitten heel. Anyway, Harper says, first and last time I'll ever address this, I would never expose a man or intentionally ruin someone's career, which is why I haven't publicly spoke about this until now. With all due respect, Kitty is an older, unattractive person in their 40s, hours into me being at Dwight Howard's home. He ambushed me with this person. Dwight never showed me pictures of Kitty nor disclosed their gender. Kitty walked in with a full beard, 2-inch heels, and a church wig, child. Immediately, I was thrown off, uncomfortable, and expressed that I wanted to leave. Shortly after, Dwight forced himself onto me, then demanded that Kitty drop me off instead of me calling an Uber. This situation is truly traumatic and has affected me in many ways. Out of fear and intimidation, I did not speak. However, I will not sit back and allow lies to be told about me. I was not Dwight's first victim, but hopefully I'm his last child. Okay, so he's speaking out. Okay, so I think what's happening is a lot of the blogs are coming out with the stories, and a lot of people that don't normally get into this topic or know about this topic, they're talking about it. So we got people like Stephen A. Smith. We got a lot of the sports broadcast news people talking about it. We got people on running the mill straight dudes on podcasts, talking about this, trying to sit there and say they're not talking about the part of the SA part, right? They're only talking about the fact that this man has coming out and accused, and it kind of pisses me off too, because the only reason why the blogs are talking about this situation is because it's SA allegedly happened. So that's why they're talking about it. They're not going to talk about it. There's a court case. There's a lawsuit going on here. Okay, so they're not going to talk about it if the dude just came out and was just outing the person. So that wasn't the case. He's saying that he was assaulted and that he tried to get this third person, Kitty, to be in the little mix, and he wasn't with it. And that's basically what it is. Now, Dwight denies these claims and basically says that Harper was let known that Kitty was going to be there, basically saying that he lied. He's lying about the whole situation and that everything was consensual. Here's my notes, and I don't want y'all to fight me on this. It's the classic case of his word against his. In no way, shape, or form am I saying that this man is lying. talking about Harper. But I am saying that ninjas be lying. Like, you know, it could be a thing. Now, I don't remember what I talked about, what that story was, but it was reported that Harper knew. Now it's changed a little bit. Harper didn't know, and then the person showed up. I can only speak on experience because, like, you know, we've all been at, like, and I'm speaking to people in the community right now. Okay, I'm speaking to the girls, honey, the girls. Okay, we all know DL men are very, very they conniving. They are demagogues, okay, deviants, sexual deviants. Let's be very clear. And I ain't trying to offend nobody. It's and the third. But there's definitely been times, you know, where a dude be like, okay, well, yeah, we hanging out, we doing this X, Y, and Z. Now, for me, I always get asked, I'm like, okay, this person want to tag along too, or I'm seeing if I can get this person to tag along. Okay, let me get a picture of the person. You see the picture, you okay with it? Fine. You not? Nah, y'all can do whatever y'all want and move on about your merry way. Now, there are cases though where a DL man will sit there and be like, yeah, come over, it's gonna be us, and then invite somebody else over to try to like ease them on. It's possible, but at the end of the day, we don't know the truth. Like I said, it's his word against his. We don't know if Dwight's telling the truth. We don't know if Harper is telling the truth. We are tending to not believe Dwight because Dwight has been lying. And there has been other accusers that have accused him before. And, you know, if there's a lot of people saying the same thing, it must be some truth to it. And I think that Dwight also is not making it any better with his responses. Okay, so I got a couple of videos, right? He did make this initial response, which I'm like, it does nothing to your case, but go off, King.
That's the problem with y'all people. Y'all worried about who people spend their time with. Whatever I'm doing in my bedroom is my damn business. Whatever you doing in your bedroom is your damn business. That ain't for everybody. And everybody don't need to know. You ain't got to say anything about what you doing in your fucking house. It's your house. You ain't got to explain that to nobody. No matter what they say. They can say anything. Who gives two shits? Y'all too damn nosy, worried about what I'm doing in my bed. Hell, the people who know what's going on in my bed, they know what the hell going on with my bed and what the hell I do in it. That ain't for everybody on the internet. That ain't for no blogs. That ain't for no websites. I don't got to tell nobody where I put my wood at since y'all want to get to it. That ain't nobody business.
Okay, and we're going to stop here. I'm going to hold my reaction until we get to this next video clip. Now, he gets on an interview, you know, during this situation, during the conversation, the discourse of him and this guy, you know, accusing him of SA. And this radio host pops the question. And this is what he had to say.
Right just chilling? Yeah, Mr. Dwight Howard, man. Let's give a live hand clap for Mr. Dwight Howard. Now, you're going viral, bro, for a lot of things. So I just gotta ask for the people. Me personally, I don't give a fuck, right? But they say this is the safest time. Are you gay, bro?
Is this what you want to talk about?
No, I don't want to talk about that.
Obviously.
Why are we talking about?
Because you went viral off of that, bro.
I've been viral for a lot of things.
And I want to talk about that too.
And what I do in my personal life is nobody's business.
Thank you. I just want you to answer that.
I keep going. It's nobody business.
Right.
And if you inquire, why?
Why? Because that was just explained to
other people. Why?
Oh, not for me. Not for me. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. That interviewer child. Come on. No one's breaking the news no more. Nobody is. Y'all play so nice with these damn celebrities. That's why I said y'all better not ever make me like a Wendy Williams level one day. Because let me tell you something. I don't give a goddamn. I'm going to ask the questions. You came on the show. You know damn well, and you clearly didn't speak to the publicist. Okay, you clearly didn't have your publicist speak to the radio host and say we not asking those questions. So that's why he asked the question. Okay, now I don't think that the question should have been asked in that way. because at the end of the day, we don't care. And that's the thing that I really hope Dwight Howard understands, that we don't give a goddamn that you're DL. We knew you were DL years ago. We know you're DL. We know that you like what you like. That was never the story. Okay, like that's not why the blogs are blogging. Let's be very clear. A man has come out and said that you SA'd them. Okay. And you're slowly trying to, I think he's doing this so that he can get out of this scathe free, you know, like, so, okay, so they asking about my sexuality. So I'd rather them do that than do this, than the assault thing, you know? And I think that it's because, you know, a lot of people don't believe that. And then there was some other like industry people or rappers or whatever saying, oh, how this dude going, how dude gonna get SA'd, or how dude that's 6 foot something gonna get something snatched from, gonna take it from, like, people was just saying some off the wall shit. And it's like, and it goes back to the narrative of like how men just do not get, or not believed when they come out with their stories of being sexually assaulted. I think that he's playing a real dirty game. And let's be clear, you have nothing else going on. You are an ex-NBA star. What are you doing other than this topic? Other than this damn discourse? Dwight, get the hell out of here. Like, get the okay. I'm so sick of his shit. Okay, I want this thing to be over. He needed, look, pay that man that money, because we all know that's what's gonna happen next. Pay that man that little bit of coin and move on. I'm sick of seeing this dude. Okay. Talk about some, well, why do y'all want to know? Y'all in my business. What I do is my business. Don't nobody, like, that's the thing. Don't nobody care. But what we do care about is people being SA'd. Okay. And we want to hold people accountable. That's what we care about. Yeah. Anyway, let's move on. I'm getting off this topic, child. Yeah, a little honorable mention when we get into the hot topics. Not Summer Walker and Chrisean get into it. What's going on? What's happening? So I guess it all started when Summer Walker did this TikTok video posing as Chrisean, and girl, Chrisean was not having it. She basically was saying like, I felt, you know, my feelings was hurt by the situation, and you was in my DMs and this, that, and the third. And Summer Walker responds, it is kind of a TikTok trend to get up there, do the little marker on the tooth and act like you're Chrisean. I think because she's like a bigger celebrity, it gets more highlights. Like, you know, people talk about it more, people repost it. Because that was the thing, like it was reposted all over the blogs. And it kind of got wind to Chrisean. And we know Chrisean to be a little sensitive with her stuff. But I felt like her response was kind of like stank, though. Because it's like people butt her. But at the end of the day, like, yeah, she's sensitive right now. I mean, like, Chrisean, even though I don't mess with the girl, Chrisean is going through a lot right now. She is a new mother. She is going through what she's going through with Blueface. She's doing all that under the sun. I mean, Summer Walker, you just got out of being, like, in your little social anxiety phase, like, where everything, you ain't want to do nothing, and you didn't want to be in the industry and all this other stuff, and you got baby fathers and children out of wedlock and all that. And look, I'm not judging, child. You know, it happens. But girl, you done fucked up your face, your body. That BBL is lopsided, girl. You ain't got no room to be coming for nobody and how they looking. At least the mug is sitting, child. At least Chrisean body tea. You know, girl, y'all got me agreeing with Chrisean, child. I don't know. I mean, I think the original video, it wasn't that bad. See, Summer Walker tried to show her one of her baby father's other baby mother's child making fun of her, and she said, see, look, I'm a good sport. I mean, like, yeah, okay, you could take a joke. Okay, fine. But that's, you know, other people got feelings and stuff like that. I mean, I get it. You know, it was a trend. You know, it probably wasn't no malice behind it, but just be a good sport, Summer Walker. Like, that was just so left field to be like her. Like, it really wasn't the video. It was really her response, because it was just nasty. Like, girl, just move on or just not say nothing. Like, you shouldn't have said a goddamn word. But anyway, that's all I had to say about that one. Now, we got to talk about Nicki Minaj. She went live earlier this week talking about how she's going to push back her album. And it's because, it conflicts with Lil Wayne's album with 2 Chainz. And also, she doesn't have the vinyls ready for launch. Okay, so she decided to release the album on her birthday, December 8th, which I thought was cute. It's going to be on her birthday. It's going to be like a Christmas album. A lot of people was in my comments talking about how, she's going to go up against a lot of the music, the Christmas music, which, I mean, she was going to she was going to release this in November 17th. Like, we already getting into Thanksgiving. Mariah Carey is thawed out, so she was destined to battle with the Christmas music, right? I'm just glad that she didn't release her tour dates just yet. Like, that's perfect. Okay, don't release those tour dates to Ticketmaster yet. Okay, let's wait till after the album drops, right? Because we don't want another mishap. That's the only thing I was worried about, because I remember when she pushed back her album way late. Okay, she dropped the album and then she had to cancel the American leg of the tour, which, it messed with a lot of us because I bought them tickets. They sent them things right back, child. But glad that this time around she didn't post the tour dates. To the people that's saying that, oh, this is gonna be another Queen rollout or this is unprofessional, girl, let me tell y'all something. Okay, album release dates change all the time. Okay, there's always something that happens. The difference is with other artists compared to Nicki. Nicki vocalizes everything that she's doing to her fans. Like, it's like we are like behind the scenes of the album dropping, right? Other artists, they don't tell you about a release date until like a couple weeks prior. So, and unfortunately, when Nicki makes an announcement, everybody knows. The general public knows because Nicki is just a big artist and everybody is covering it, and the blogs are gonna blog. So I don't think that, I think that this is the best idea to push it back, and it's not pushed back too much. Like, okay, it's coming out November. It was gonna come out November 17th. Just 3 more weeks after that, it's gonna be out. Okay, I didn't think it was that bad. Okay, shout out to Nicki. Keep giving us. That means, hopefully, that means we're gonna get some more surprises each Friday until December 8th. But yeah. So speaking of Nicki, because Nicki was kind of drugged in the mud for this, Tasha freaking K. Now, we talked about Tasha K. Oh, sniffly nose ass child. We talked about Tasha K talking about this whole Cardi B situation. Now, I already covered the story. It's doing real good on YouTube right now. I'm like, okay, y'all better check it out. So basically, we talked about how Tasha K DM'd Cardi B, because of her Twitter meltdown that happened last week. And she talked about how she shouldn't do that or shouldn't say that online, and that she's going to pay her. Like I said, I did a whole video on it, but I missed the part where she also brought up Nicki, which I was like, looking at it, it's so left field. And to me, it didn't make no damn sense. It really did not make no damn sense. So here's the video. I'm going to show it, and I'm going to come back to y'all with y'all think.
Set in stone. The only way to go is up. And if I go up, her money goes up. That's what I want. I want all of this behind me. I truly want to see Nicki and Cardi. And I've said this to Nicki. I said this to her. She didn't like it. She'll go through bouts when she'll talk to me and she won't talk to me. I don't care because I'm not starstruck like that. I'm going to tell you the truth. I said, you and Cardi are the same. And she was like, what? I said, you are the same. But the difference is I'm giving you grace and I hold her accountable, but you're older. And the reason why I didn't sign the NDA that she wanted me to sign was because I said, if I sign an NDA for you, and this is before we went trial, me and Cardi, I said, if I sign this lifelong type to till death do us part, even afterlife NDA, I might as well not go to court with Cardi. So it's like y'all, they are truly the same, and they have good traits that make people excited, right? They get their brands excited, but one who's experienced is not sharing her wisdom with someone who's young and up and coming. And I know that's hard for her because of how the industry tore her down. But Nicki truly has the tools and the resources to help pull this young lady up. And even if she helped to pull her up, it's not gonna pull Nicki the fuck down. For you, and this is
okay. Yeah, so that's what she had to say. I don't know where this came from. This is very left field. Like I said, she is continuously, she's gonna burn all the bridges. She done burnt most of her bridges. She, with everybody in the industry, you done burnt the last bridge. That, I mean, ain't like Nicki was giving her too much airtime or too much support or whatever to set and third, because you know Nicki don't befriend the blogs. Let's be very clear. I wouldn't expect her to. But to bring up Nicki and to try to compare the two, it's the same old topic of like, oh yeah, they're the same. They're nothing alike. The only thing that's alike about them is that they're rappers. It makes no sense. And then you brought up the NDA. You brought up the NDA, but then you're not going to explain what was the NDA for. Was Nicki going to give you information about something? Was that you couldn't take to the court or take to the blogs or whatever? Like what did Nicki possibly give you an NDA for? And you're just saying shit. Like, I think like Tasha K, and she always did this. She says shit to see what sticks to the wall, see what gravitates, and it always backfire on her. This girl, now she explains why she brought it up. I did want to make that. I want to mention that because she got in an interview and she talked about why she brought it up. Okay.
I think was when it came to the NDA situation, what made you say that with the apology, though? What was that about? Like, what made you say that last night?
One, yes, I was emotional, right? And when I'm emotional, they don't like me going live when I'm emotional because I just get to talking. It's kind of like, it's a blessing and a curse at the same time. You know, like, if I'm angry, I got to talk. If I'm sad, I gotta talk. If I'm happy, I gotta talk. And it was a lot of emotions, you know, going on, and something just came over me to say it, but it wasn't. If it came out in a messy way, that's not what I meant, you know, okay, at all, because you know I've had, you know, me and Nicki have talked a lot over the years, and there's a lot of stuff that people don't know that, you know, was happening to her behind the scenes from people. And I know that. Like, I gave her stuff that she didn't even know what was going, you know, that she didn't even know that was going on. And she was like, damn. Like, I'm like, yeah, so just, you know, be careful with how you move with people and stuff.
Most definitely.
Right. And I do that with everybody. So contrary to what people try to say, these celebrities be mad. I'm like, they don't be mad. They just mad when they name in the title.
Of course.
They fuck with me. They fuck with me heavy. They need to stop. Ain't nobody jumped on me in public. I see them all the time. You know, it is what it is, you know. And so, but with the NDA part, I felt the need to, now that I think about it, bring it up because I needed the world to understand that, you know, the way I moved in 2018, everybody was nervous. Everybody. Everybody was nervous. I mean, there wasn't a lawyer that was hitting me. I mean, look what happened with R. Kelly, and I stand behind that shit. Like, those were young girls.
And I applaud you for that. That's how I became a wino. Because
Thank you. And that, I'm not changing that. And I'm glad that the Justice Department didn't bring charges against me, because he tried and they tried, because I leaked a lot of his stuff. But I needed people to understand that was a cult. Do you understand what I'm saying? And they would have done something for him, and they were young-minded. And I'm like, they got white men that they locking up that's that's creating close.
So she really not getting into why she brought it up. Okay, so this is the first time me playing that. Yeah, that was some bull crap, and she full of shit. And here's my thing though, and because she just brought up the her R. Kelly coverage, which was very important to that situation. Let's be very clear. I think that Tasha K at her best, she does do the right thing. She uses her platform appropriately, and things do change. While a lot of people weren't talking about the R. Kelly situation at first, she was one of the ones that really gave people platforms and talked about it, and she really did her big one with that. I think the problem is, and this is the burden of all content creators, it's like this need to always come up or have this exclusive, to be the first one, to be the one that's pushing the envelope, even if it's true or not. And that's where she lost me. And that's where she lost a lot of people. Tasha, she need to get out of here. I'm tired of her. She need to figure out what the hell she's gonna do after this, because girl, we are tired. We are done. Okay. Anyway, let's move on off this topic. So Young Miami, not just Young Miami, child. We got to talk about the City Girls. Cause why they album flop like that? Look, we not playing Breakfast Club clips. I'm gonna let y'all know. I know I'm gonna go to these posts, but they be getting my videos down, child. They be getting my monetization down, child, because I can't play clips from the Breakfast Club, child. All right, Charmaine. But yeah, the City Girls Raw album is projected to sell 6K to 8K in album units. And we see them make public stunts. There was like a story that came out that Young Miami was talking crap about JT in somebody's DMs, which was debunked, and then like Young Miami was kind of playing on to it or something. They did an interview with like freaking Terry Joe. They recently was on the Breakfast Club. Like, it's a lot. Like, I don't know what's happening. Like, I started listening to some of the songs on there. The songs are decent. I be listening to that one with Kim Petras. It's so catchy. But 8K? 6 to 8K? Oh my goodness. Like, that's a fall from grace. Literally. Like, what the hell happened? And I don't want to say, because I was definitely defending them with the whole title Raw and all that. I'm here for it. But like, damn, y'all not really listening to the album? What's going on? And then like they really relying on like drama and stuff like that, because they brought up the whole situation where JT got into it with Uzi. Come to find out, this is JT's words, that there was this rapper named ASAP Bari or whatever that was in her seat, and she wanted him to get out her seat that was next to Uzi, and this, that, and the third. Well, Bari responded, talk about something that was not the case, and you just mad because Uzi was real mixy with Ice Spice, and you was jealous about it. Like, and my thing is, this is like, she wasn't even coming for you. Like, why you had to come for her like that? He said, leave my name out of it. But he came right back with the response like, hell no, that is not what happened. Set the record straight. I don't know what's happening with the City Girls. I mean, people are even accusing Young Miami of not like really helping out and promoting the album. Like, this was a very lax rollout. I think that a lot have to, like, promotions in her label, their label not really pushing the album could also be to blame too, because you can do so much as a creator. You create the content. Once you create the content, now you got to promote it. Now you got to go all the way across social media, and people are not listening. People are not open to listening to new music like that. Like, I remember, and I was thinking about this topic before I started taping the show. Like, people don't be listening to music like that no more. Like, I remember, like, even for me, like, I only listen to music while I'm in the car or when I'm doing something and I need like background noise and stuff like that, but I'm not really listening to the music. I remember back in the day, and I'm not even going to say back in the day, but back when Apple Music first came out, like, or like the streaming platforms first really came out and you had access to like hundreds of songs. Like, I remember I used to just sit there and listen to songs I ain't never heard of. I go on the playlists. I go on the radio side of, and that's in Apple Music. And you just find out about new music and you find out new artists and stuff like that. Like, that's not happening no more. People are really just going to TikTok and they're saying, oh, this is trendy. Oh, I like this. And then they listen to the song and they not even listen to whole bodies of work unless they're a Beyonce or Nicki Minaj or a big artist that's already seasoned into the industry. I think that's really bad. Like, I think music is really going through an apocalyptic phase where people are just not listening. Like, there are no icons. I mean, and people was coming for Koi because she made a couple tweets talking about like there's like what is defined as an icon nowadays is that in the third, even though she's nowhere near that. So clearly not you. But like, there really is no breakout stars no more. Like, we used to get a breakout star every year. And people be like hyped for them to come out. We get new artists and they're just like, they're plain. It's just, I don't know. Maybe it's just like the mix of, a lot of these labels are pandering to social media now. There's no A&R no more. There's no persona that these labels and teams build on with these celebrities. Like, it's just, I don't know. It's just not, I don't know. I want to have that rant about this because it's very shocking that the City Girls, JT and Young Miami, who are very popular on social media, so much popularity. I mean, Carisha has her Carisha Please. People be showing up to that, JT she's still rapping, but she's definitely very much in the limelight. But these girls can't sell a record. I don't know. I feel bad for them, and I think it's going to get worse and worse. And it's going to start affecting the seasoned artists. I think it's going to really start affecting a lot of the older artists. Like, people are not buying albums no more. They're not only buying one song that they like, and that's just it. Like, I think music has we are in dark times when it comes to music. So, I don't know. Y'all tell me what y'all think about it. And one other thing I want to talk about before I got out here and eat my dinner. Shout out to Charmaine. Shout out to Charmaine. Okay, all right, because the blogs and news organizations that are covering Jada Pinkett Smith in this situation, this is the only thing I'll talk about with her. They're trying to say because her book went number 3, it's a flop. Which I think it's such a trash ass take when you say that, oh, just because something is not number 1, it's trash, like or it's flopping. Like, number 3, it's number 3. I mean, 2 from 1. Okay. Now, Charlamagne said, I truly don't know what's happening in the media anymore. As you can see, Worthy debuted at number 3 on the NY Times bestsellers list, which is huge. But when you swipe left, you see headlines saying that the book flopped. How is a book debuting at number 3 on the New York Times bestsellers list considered a flop? One headline said it, and it barely cracked the top 10. I'm truly confused by this. It's a good thing Halloween is right around the corner because we are truly in some spooky times. Nobody cares about the truth when the lie is more entertaining, but always remember the truth will always be the truth, regardless of the lack of understanding, belief, ignorance, and let's discuss. Okay. No, I think that's real true. I think that there is a hate train. There's a Jada Pinkett Smith hate train going on right now because of her continuously coming out and talking about, her business, and she has every right to. This situation, this traumatic experience of, well, I wouldn't say traumatic experience, but this tumultuous experience that I'm having with my husband and the limelight and the Oscar slapping and this what people got to say about me. You're damn right I'm going to capitalize and write a book about it. Shit. Okay. We're in a capitalist society. Okay. Something happened. I'm going to find out how I'm going to get a bag off it. Something traumatic happened. I'm going to get a bag off of it. Okay. So, and I think what's happening is such a huge magnifying glass on Jada And every little thing, if it's not number one, it's flopping. Get the hell out of here. Okay. That's why sometimes I gotta look at these blogs sideways, because I'm like, y'all just saying anything. Y'all saying anything. That's why I only go on certain blogs, child. I only go on certain blogs for my news, child. Shout out to Love B. Scott. Okay, shout out to the Jasmine brand. Okay. Yeah, I think that's it. That's all I be going on, child. That's it, child. And I may go on my, see what the competitors are talking about on YouTube, child. You already know, child. But that is it for this show. I hope you enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed this episode. I'm about to eat my dinner. And after I eat my dinner, I'm probably going to edit this podcast down so I can post it tomorrow. So, happy Saturday, y'all. I had a good week. And yeah, I'll see y'all with the next episode. All right, bye, y'all.